We have seen commodities run up for last 6 weeks, and today is the 7th week starting when you have seen good gains coming in the Asian markets right now, especially for the precious metal prices, where you have seen gold prices gain up more than 3% in the previous week. Outperformance clearly coming in from silver. That one gained 7% in the previous week. It's trading near 6-month highs, or rather 6-month highs for gold and silver, both those commodities at this point in time in the international markets. The Indian markets, of course, just about holding that 32,000 rupees per 10 grams, especially in case of gold prices. Well, you already have the ECB stimulus coming back into the markets, and with the US jobs data coming in weaker, the hopes of a US stimulus also are on the higher side, and that in turn has been supporting the precious metal prices there. Also, the buying has continued in the Indian markets as well, with the festive and the wedding season underway here. Good gains coming in for the crude prices as well, quite flat coming in for the NYMEX, but it's a 1 week highs for the Brent and one week highs for the Brent and NYMEX, both these prices at this point in time. A big surprise really has come in for the base metal prices, where you have the copper prices run up quite strongly on Friday, putting in a very strong week last week, and copper is trading at a 4-month highs right now. China has approved a multi-billion-dollar infrastructure program that has been supportive, and of course the expectation coming in from the US stimulus when the Fed meets on 12th and 13th of September is another factor which is supporting all of these commodities. Let's get in our guest then, and we are joined by Naveen Mathur from Angel live on this show here. Naveen, hi, welcome to the show. Let's start with the precious metal space first, and gold prices. Where do you see them headed for the intraday market today?
Yeah, thank you very much, Manisha. And I think what you said, fundamentally, reasons are very strong for the gold prices to move still on the upside. We have the upcoming meeting of the Fed this week, and I think the expectations are that the QE3 may come up partly to some extent, which may weaken the dollar, and with that expectation, the prices are moving on the upside. We have seen the run-up in the dollar terms for the gold, and even in the Indian rupee terms, if you see, it's hovering and trading above 32,000 per 10 gram level. So I think overall, the sentiments and the weakness of the dollar is creating an upside pull on the gold prices, and we continue to see it even for the intraday. Therefore, the strategy for the day would be to buy MCX gold contract of October at around 31,950 to 31,980 levels. Stop loss for this trade should be put in at around 31,800, and targets anyway on the upside, as I said, 32,180 to 32,150.
Another surprise really, Naveen, has been the base metal space, because there is no consumption, no demand coming in from China or the European markets as well. The data across both manufacturing and factories has been on the weaker side. Would you say just is the stimulus hopes and the ECB numbers also coming in which are keeping this place on the higher side?
Manisha, I think you're absolutely on dot. I think it's more to do, as I always was speaking on the channel about it. It was more driven by the fundamentals, not driven by the fundamentals predominantly. It's driven by the sentiments. If you see these days, even if the data comes in negative for the base metal pack, still the markets move upside because of the sentiments which built upon that. If the data is coming negative, if the entire economy is kind of in a problem, so people are expecting stimulus and strong measures by the central bank and the policy makers, which creates an kind of euphoria into the markets of building up the positive sentiments. Hence, the base metal and the crude, which are directly related to how the economy and the sentiments are playing out in the global space, you see the upside tick on the prices, both for the base metal and for the crude oil. Hence, we are seeing simply the reasons of the base metal and the crude oil prices touching again an upside, and particularly the base metal pack. If you see 440, 445 levels on the copper for Indian markets, it's still a bullish tone continuing for a day.
All right, Naveen, we'll let you go at that. Thank you so much for joining us. So that's the bullish cues coming in because of the stimulus hopes there. So a buy coming in for gold and for copper from Angel Commodities for the intraday market today.